Hey guys, hi everyone, and as you might have guessed from the title of this video, this is the third challenge, which will be about building up the shoulders. And it seems like just yesterday I finished the neck training challenge, achieved some pretty impressive results, and now suddenly there's already a new challenge coming my way. To be honest, it's a bit tough to switch from one challenge to another without any rest at all, but it's no big deal. But in this shoulder challenge, I want to learn to do more than 20 handstand push-ups against the wall, take my handstand push-ups to a new level, and by the end of this challenge, manage to do at least one handstand push-up without using the wall for support. About a year ago, I set myself a similar goal, but back then, my aim was to learn to do 15 handstand push-ups. And to be honest, at the time when I was filming that previous video, I could only manage to do a single handstand push-up, even though I had been working out in the gym before that. And that's because I had never trained my shoulders using just my body weight. The most advanced body weight exercise I had done was pull-ups. So, friends, make sure to train with your own body weight, because body weight exercises are very important. This kind of training develops your body just as well as lifting weights, especially in the beginning stages. Right now I can do about 10 to 12 handstand push-ups per set against a wall. That's not a high or a low level. Let's say it's somewhere in the middle, probably a good starting point. Since that's where I'm at, I've set a goal for myself to do 100 handstand push-ups a day. Over the following days, I'll gradually increase the number of repetitions so that in total, I can see that I've managed to complete exactly 5,000 push-ups. That's my goal, and I'll do my best to achieve it by the end of this month. Well friends, I think the main message of this video is clear to you now. We'll be tracking the changes in my handstand push-up performance and watching for overall changes in my physical condition. This is exactly what my shoulders look like on the very first day. And after 31 days, we'll see if my physique has changed visually in any way. But for now, let's get started with my challenge. Let's go! I did 12 reps and it was pretty tough. I'm feeling dizzy right now, and overall, that's how it feels. That was hard, I just did it with the twist grips. 4 reps. Actually, I even did one more because I was not holding the bar evenly. Well, actually, there's still time until 12 o'clock, but I think I won't do more reps, since I said I would do 100 for now. So I'll stick to 100, and then we'll see how it goes. Ideally, I want to get up to 12 a day, but since I started this challenge in the evening, I only did 100 because I just wouldn't have had enough time. If I had started this challenge in the morning, of course I would have had enough time, and I could have easily done 200 reps. Well, I'll see you all tomorrow. I'll tell you about my first impressions. Honestly, I don't think my shoulders will be sore because it was tough, but not so much that they'd actually hurt tomorrow. See you tomorrow. So friends, it's the second day of my challenge, February 2nd, and right now I'm already at the gym. As for how I feel, my shoulders aren't sore after yesterday's workout, which I pretty much expected. I just didn't want to do more than 100 reps at first since I was running out of time, and I figured if I really pushed myself, I'd do it the next day. So today I'll try to do 200 reps. Let's go. So far, I can't do more than 12 reps at a time, but that's okay. Well friends, I'm back home. At the gym I did exactly 100 reps, so I have exactly the same amount left to do. Well friends, I just finished my second day. I did 200 reps today, and it wasn't too hard because I broke up the workout and did sets of 10, 12, 11 and so on, basically never going over 12 reps per set. Well, I'll see you all tomorrow, and I'll tell you how I'm feeling, whether anything hurts or not. Today is already the third day of my challenge, and my shoulders don't hurt at all, which is a bit strange, but oh well. And probably the most interesting thing that's going to happen to me today is that I'm going to get older. With good music you can do a good number of reps, and I did 20, and now I'm pumped. Well friends, I just finished my last set. It wasn't very easy today because I did these 200 reps in the evening, and I only started this challenge today at 9 p.m. And as you can see, I finished it all in about 2 hours. So that's how my third day went, but we'll see each other again tomorrow. Today is the 4th day of my challenge. It's evening now. And when I woke up this morning, honestly, just like yesterday, nothing hurt. But the first problem I faced, you won't believe it, but even with my rough hands, calluses started to appear on my palms, and honestly, it's annoying because when you get into a handstand, this fold forms right here. And because of that, it's uncomfortable to do handstand push-ups, but basically it's a minor thing. You know, when I used to do push-ups on my knuckles, that was much harder. Yeah, and honestly, 200 times still seems like a lot to me, but for now, I'm barely managing to hit that number. To be honest, it's still really hard for me. Whew, my arm is already getting tired just from holding it like that. That's how it is, friends. Today is already the 7th day of my challenge, and you know what guys, I'm finally starting to see some progress. Of course, that's not surprising because almost every time I do a challenge, I start to see some progress by the 7th day, but this time, the progress is really significant because now I can do 20 push-ups in each set. So basically, I'm doing 200 push-ups in 10 sets, which is incredibly cool for me, because it means I spend much less time on this challenge overall. For now, I'm going to focus specifically on increasing the number of repetitions. During the last week, I'll most likely focus on quality, strange as that may sound, but that's exactly how I want to approach it for now. At this moment, my goal is to reach the maximum number of repetitions in a single set, and I want to surpass 30 reps. Even if they're not all super high quality, I just want to work on increasing that number.
A beautifully sunny day, the pristine white snow is still peacefully holding on to its deep slumber. Well, let's try to...
So friends, my 7th day has come to an end, and I managed to do all my sets with 20 reps each. That means I did 10 sets, and that's really awesome. Now I'll try to build from here, aiming for 25, 30 reps per set, and so on. Ideally, I'd like to do 4 sets of 50 reps each. I don't know if I'll manage that by the end of the month, but as always, we'll see how it goes at the end of my challenge. See you next time. It's the evening of February 11th, and as always, I'm working on the video. The screen is a mess. But right now, I'm about to do my final set of the day in a handstand. I'll try to do 25 reps. Starting from day 9, I made good progress. On day 10, I completed all 8 sets of 25 reps each, totaling 200, and today I'm going with the same number of reps per set. This weekend turned out to be really busy for me, so I wasn't able to follow through with my plan to do more than 200 reps in a day because I just didn't have enough time. That means I'll have to make up for it on other days to reach 6,000 reps, since I still owe some from the very first day. You might be wondering what I was so busy with. Well, take a look. Yes, I was doing renovations. Unfortunately, it doesn't get done in the snap of the fingers, but now we'll get back to push-ups. Yes, you can tell me that they're not full push-ups, but I've already told you that for now I'm just focusing on quantity, not technique. Today marks the second week, February 14th, Valentine's Day, and I'm going to share what's happened to me over these past 2 weeks. Basically, I've progressed to the point where, for the past 3 days, I've been doing 25 reps in a single set, which means I complete the challenge in 8 sets. Still, nevertheless, when I tried to do a push-up without the wall, I couldn't do it at all, because I realized one thing. Even if you can do 25 push-ups against the wall, it doesn't give you any advantage in terms of balance, because if you can't hold your balance no matter how many push-ups you can do, it still won't work. To To be honest, I still haven't really figured out how to work on my balance, so I'll just keep trying to do push-ups without the wall. Honestly, I haven't even learned how to stand on my hands yet, even though I've practiced quite a lot. And maybe this will be one of those challenges that I won't be able to complete. Or rather, this will be the first challenge that won't lead to anything at all, except for increasing the number of reps in one set. It's not working at all. Just now, for the first time in my life, I did 30 handstand push-ups against the wall. Pretty cool, right? But still, even now, I truly can't do a single one without the support of the wall. Hey everyone. Today is February 17th. Today is my birthday. You might ask me how I celebrated it, and I'll answer that question for you. Today I worked on my handstand. It was my first day ever in a gym. I got a job at a gym. I won't say what it's called, that's not important. But it's a pretty good gym, actually one of the best gyms in Karaganda, I'd say. So as it happened, my very first day at work landed on my birthday, and I didn't refuse, even though you might think, why would you do that? They tell you, here's your start date, and you could say, I can't, it's my birthday. But anyway, I went and did my 5-hour shift. Time passed pretty slowly because there was no one in the gym. Basically, there was nothing to do, of course, because you can't use your phone and you're not allowed to just sit there. And for some reason, you're not allowed to read books either. Some people start doubting that I actually did this for 30 days. They think I just made up the challenge, or that today isn't really February 17th. All in all, I'm naturally glad that I managed to get into this gym because not everyone gets selected for it. This birthday will definitely stick in my memory because it's the first birthday where I actually worked. And probably it was one of the most unusual birthdays I've ever had because after that I didn't really celebrate, but still, my loved ones managed to brighten it up somehow. And overall, I don't regret spending the day exactly the way I did. Today I was on duty from 1 o'clock until 6, and I got home just before 7. I came back really exhausted. It's like, you know, you're not really doing anything. You're just standing there on duty, keeping the hall clean, picking up various metal parts, making sure everything's in order, and it's not like you're working hard physically. But still, you come home and you're just so tired and wiped out, like you've been working in a mine all day. By the way, I've actually worked in a mine before, so I can say that I got just as tired, maybe even a little more, and I don't even know why that is. And now, as you can see, it's almost 11 o'clock. At first, I didn't even want to do the challenge today, but then I thought, well, I have to do 100 reps on the first day anyway, so I've already done them for today. How many? This many times. I just have a couple of sets left to count, that's it. I've started making a bit of progress again. Now I can do several sets of 30 reps, and honestly, that makes me happy. Honestly, I don't know how I'm going to juggle filming, editing these videos, working and studying. But I'll try because the views are growing and people seem to enjoy it. They like that I'm showing how I really do things, without any tricks, and I'm genuinely showing my real progress. On the first day, I push myself as hard as I can, and on the last day too, to show roughly the starting point and the end point of my progress. Yesterday, for the first time in my life, I tied the sunski knot. It was really hard, nothing like how Victor Blood does it. I was bending it for probably half an hour. It was honestly really tough, and I spent so much energy on it. I was drenched in sweat, my t-shirt was soaked through. But still, in my opinion, it's much easier than making a simple heart out of a single nail. I still haven't managed to make a simple heart out of one nail. I wanted to do it today. I tried and tried, but in the end I just bent the nail, and that was it. Honestly, I can't even say how much inhuman strength you'd need to bend half a nail over onto itself. I was already putting all my weight into it, pressing down on the nail. So, friends, that's how my 17th day turned out, my birthday, and I also wanted to tell you that today, on my channel, under my video, where I showed how to do many exercises, outdoor training. It's one of the most popular videos on my channel, and it has already gotten over 1,000 likes. And that's the first 1,000 likes on my channel for a single video.
And that's a truly remarkable milestone, representing the very first 100 likes on my channel for a single individual video, which is an incredibly exciting and significant achievement.
Hey everyone, what's up? Today is already the 25th. You won't believe it, but for these past 4 days, I absolutely haven't had any time. So, what's new with my challenge? And here I'm followed by some very good news. And the news is that over these 4 days, I haven't really made much progress, and I just can't seem to do more than 31 reps. I've run into a problem where my shoulders, specifically the joints, start to hurt, so I decided to cool down a bit, and for now I haven't gone above 30 reps. So for now, my maximum is 31 reps. I wanted to reach 50, I'll let you in on a secret, to do 4 sets, but apparently that's not going to happen for me. Apparently it just takes more time for that. Also, I still can't manage to do even one handstand push-up, mainly because I can't hold a handstand without a wall at all. I'm always either falling forward or not getting my legs into balance, and that's what's causing this kind of setback for me. So, I only have 3 days left in the challenge, and in these 3 days I'll try to give it my all. It's comfortable for me to do push-ups when, as I lower my body, my elbows form a 90-degree angle. Physiologically, that's much more comfortable for me. Then I realized that doing handstand push-ups really wears out your shoulders. I understood this after, for the first time in a long while, I decided to try bench pressing. And I only pressed 80 kilograms. Honestly, I lost a bit of strength. And overall, I specifically felt pain in my delts when I was bench pressing. I never had that before, and naturally, it's because I do too many handstand push-ups. As for how gymnasts do push-ups with their hands parallel and not out to the sides, I can do that, but it causes me a lot of discomfort, especially for my wrists. That's why I stopped doing those kinds of push-ups, but still, I can do a clean set of 20 reps touching my chest to the floor. And I'm going to show you that right now. Here are the promised 20 clean reps. But it's all still pretty cool, by the way. Next, over these 3 days, I'll try to do a handstand push-up at least once. I'll try to film this at the gym, and I'll probably manage to do it a few times. In general, I won't look too far ahead for now, but I have a feeling I'll fall more than once, because I have very little practice with handstands, even though I'm really aiming for this goal. And I realized one thing, even if you can do 30 handstand push-ups against the wall, even if you have strong shoulders, it doesn't really give you much of an advantage when it comes to balance. If you don't have balance, you can't do a handstand, no matter how strong your shoulders are. And most likely, the problem lies in my lower back because I realized that my pelvis tilts and my handstand ends up looking like a banana. And basically, that's a drawback. I need to strengthen my lower back. With all these challenges that I film, I'm not encouraging you to do exactly what I do, because as you can see from my experiences and how I feel, it doesn't always lead to amazing results. Even though, in my case, the results are often good, it's not always great for your joints. And first and foremost, our top priority is of course our health. So, friends, I'm just showing you in this format how much a person's body can change if they do this regularly every day. That's why, after watching my challenge, don't rush headlong to do exactly the same thing as I did down to the last detail. It's different for everyone. Just take some interesting ideas from these videos for yourself and let them motivate you in some way. Accordingly, you might pick up some of my tips that I've shared with you and start making progress, but I'm not urging anyone to do things exactly the way I do. This is just a format on my channel. We spent a month together doing something new, and we didn't slack off. We did things the way they should be done. And most importantly, you know what the main rule in bodybuilding is? Don't train like a pro. Train in a way that's comfortable for you, in a way that feels right to you. But we'll see each other again in the coming days when I'm at the gym, and there you'll see my attempts at handstands. Hey everyone, hi there. Today is the morning of February 28th. Right now I'm heading to my workout. I'm going to try a handstand push-up without using the wall for support. Right now it's 5 to 7 in the morning. What does it mean to be the first one at the gym? Hey friends, did I just do my first ever handstand push-up without the wall? But at the very least, I can count this as just a solid attempt. Oh finally, I'm not as scared anymore. Alright, that was really sloppy and bad. But I feel even worse now. So, I think that's actually a good thing. At this point, this is my result on day 28 of my challenge. I think I pretty much completed it, after all. So friends, I'll say goodbye to you all after this workout. See you next time. Okay guys, I came to the gym today. I worked out a bit. Today it was very little, and it even rhymes. Because I felt really bad after those dips and push-ups. I don't know why, but apparently my hemoglobin dropped sharply. Or maybe it was just my vestibular system that couldn't handle it. But anyway, when I tried to do a handstand push-up without support for the last time, I felt so bad, you have no idea. I mean, I really felt like I was about to get sick right there, honestly. After that, I just stood there for probably another 10 or 15 minutes. Just stood there. I couldn't even walk at all, and in that state I ended up going to the shower, then sat in the locker room for another 10 minutes. And in the end, the feeling still wouldn't go away, so I took a shower, probably stood there under the tropical shower for about 15 minutes. And basically only now has that nauseous feeling finally let go of me. That usually happens when it's really, really tough. You can also train your legs, but I've never experienced anything like this, specifically while doing a handstand. Even though, as you saw, I've done push-ups in the middle of the day several times. But apparently it's all because of constantly getting into handstands, falling, getting up, falling, and so on. Basically, because of all that, it seems my vestibular system let me down. Well, whatever, it let me down, and that's that. It doesn't happen very often, but right now, somehow, in a rather unexpected way. Anyway, my dear friends, that's precisely how my entire training day ultimately turned out today. Honestly speaking, I had originally planned to spend it in a completely different manner with a whole other set of activities in mind. I came to do hyperextensions because, as I told you, I have trouble specifically with my back bend. It's really easier to get up with a pumped back, but training on an empty stomach is just sketchy. And today, I just tried drinking coffee and eating some sweet waffles, just so I'd have at least some carbs in my body, in my stomach, in my system. And basically the whole point of this challenge was to see if by the end of the month I could do a single handstand push-up, which I almost managed, and to push my push-up count to the maximum number of reps. We'll see what my max is tonight. Done more, but my hands kept slipping on the trampoline. Well friends, my third challenge has come to an end. This was one of the toughest, but at the same time, one of the most memorable challenges, because during it, I experienced a lot of great and positive events. And thanks to this challenge, I learned to do a handstand push-up without using the wall for support. And I also increased my handstand push-ups against the wall from 12 reps to 37 reps in a single set. I think that's a pretty good result, which gave me an extra 25 reps in just 1 month, and I achieved my original goal. If I had spent more time on this challenge, then my handstand and my handstand push-up without the wall would have been cleaner and of even higher quality. But since we had a limited time frame, specifically 28 days, I was able to achieve the result that, basically, I just showed you. Nevertheless, I think this is a very good result. Now let's see if my physique has changed in any way since then. And once again, we see that in just 1 month, your physique can't really change. Unless it's a muscle group you've never trained before, like it was with my neck. There, I actually had a very noticeable result. But despite all that, I achieved very good strength results. Because I learned how to work with my body, I learned how to control it. My shoulders became stronger and more resilient. What can I say about this challenge? This challenge was quite difficult because handstand push-ups themselves are not very comfortable. All the blood starts rushing to your head, and for someone who isn't prepared, it can be very, very uncomfortable and cause a lot of discomfort. After you do handstand push-ups and then stand back on your feet, you might feel dizzy, and that's actually a pretty normal thing to happen. And basically, I'm no exception. I experienced the same thing, but then my body adapted to it and my head would spin less often, but still, it happened randomly. Sometimes I wouldn't feel dizzy, and other times I would. Sometimes it even got to the point where my vision would darken. I remember my last day very well because on that day, I finally managed to do a handstand push-up for the first time. Honestly, I didn't believe in myself, but I spent a huge amount of time on it, about 50 minutes. If I showed you the entire process, it would probably be pretty boring. But I do have about 50 minutes of footage made up of clips where I'm just trying to get into a handstand, falling, trying again, falling, trying to do a push-up and falling. And overall, it's pretty boring to watch, but I filmed the whole process just in case I managed to do the push-up on one of those attempts. And as you saw, I did it.